This within the first minute. I'm just trying to make sure that I have reception, but welcome. We're talking about Dr. Umar Johnson public speaking today. Welcome to the hand of God. Dr. God, stand forever. All the saints. What do I mean when I say all the saints? I'm not talking about random people. The Catholic Church said we're good, Muslim we're bad. I'm talking about all of my ancestors and their connections who are also my ancestors. Ka, expand forever. Ka, abrunam nogoha. Another way of saying it, expand forever my patrilineage and all their connections. Expand forever my patrilineage and all the archers. Yes. Let us go, let us go. Ooh, ancestrally guided on this one. I didn't even want to talk about it. Well, another way of saying that is I was hesitant to talk about it. That's a better way of saying it. Abumamani yo hanonuya. Abumamani yo hakaka. Abum akaraka madyo. I am the destiny of the good husband of the people. Let's put up the shore. Do I have reception? I have reception, the short is up. Expand forever, expand forever. Alright, let's get right into it. Let me take off one layer. It's getting hot in here. Same thing. I have an Oreo here that I need to eat for convenience. Need better food technology anyway. I'm getting out a hand shine here. Oh Lord, I'm not a detail person. Forgive me, I'm getting my instrument. Here we go, here it is. Alright, this is my right hand, you see it how you see it. My right hand is my dominant hand. This is my left hand, you see it how you see it. My left hand is my non-dominant hand. Said how I want to say it. Le nagu, le okagu. Hakuna Matata. I pray that we all succeed. Anyway, let me get into it. So, Dr. Umar Johnson is a bad role model for public speakers. What am I saying? I'm not saying that he does not have good speaking, what I will call voice explosion. What does that mean? His voice explodes in a way, and I've recorded a viewer, thank you very much. His voice explodes in a way that makes people listen to him. And I'll say it like that, right? Because it's very complicated to judge a public speaker. Obviously, you have to look at how good the person is overall as a human being, whether or not what they're saying is true, and how they accomplish their goals. Obviously. So I've given criticisms about him in that regard. But let's talk about his speaking technique. I have a comment. Gee. Well, that means you. Okay, there's hi. Thank you. I'll read comments at my leisure. 6 viewers recorded. I boom it better. I am mercy. Let's put up another short. But in terms of Dr. Umar Johnson's speaking technique, the first thing I want to highlight, because I want to improve speaking in the world today. I just saw 22. That's 11:11. Let's make a wish. May we all speak better. Ka, expand forever. Because the big problem in the world today is people do not understand each other, and that largely stems from poor communication of ideas, right? So, and again, I'm not saying I'm a perfect public speaker myself, but just because you're not at your final form doesn't mean you can't criticize other people. Two people who are down can criticize each other and fly. Expand forever. Anyway, the whole point I'm making is this. When he's speaking, he exhibits poor health habits. What am I saying? First of all, he tends to speak for a very long time. And there's two models in which he speaks. One where he gets up in front of a large crowd and gives a speech, and two in an interview format that's recorded and released on YouTube or wherever else. Let's deal with the first one. He gets up in front of a crowd. That's a very high pressure situation. That really, and again, it's not only him who does this. I'm just using it as an example because he's very prominent. And I'm finding more and more that people who annoy you should become your recurring example. So that's just what's going on here. Anyway, that is what it is. Let's put up another short. So that's a very high pressure situation. One, before he's done that, he should have prepared an action, right? Because the way that registers with people is that you're about to do something big. You shouldn't gather 10,000 people just to say, I know something. You should gather 10,000 to say, I planned an action. Here's the action. Who will join me? Let's move. That's one thing. Then he should do it with support. What does that mean? There should be people around him and they should also contribute to the speech. I've talked about karata, ka, greater than, ra, or, Lord, translating my language. Excuse me. Okay, let's do it like this. Kara, greater than, ta, the biter, piercing, greater than the bite. Manifest that animal you call the rhinoceros. Kara is that animal you call the horse. And yes, I got these translations from my own thought and spirit. Most people who speak my language today from my reference point, what they call Igbo culture, probably wouldn't say that. But if you look up the words ka, ra, and ta, and then kara and ta in my language, you can see why I'm calling these animals that. The animal you call the horse, kara, runs past everything. It's greater than. Karata, it's known to be related to the horse. It has that big horn that can pierce anything. And if you watch them eat, they have quite a bite. Karata. Anyway, karata, that animal you call the rhinoceros, that's self-protection, manifests as an animal. Just throwing that in to give you the backdrop of my metaphysical knowledge. What am I saying? Part of karata is not being alone. I've said before that when traveling, we should try to be with at least 5 other people. And when I say try, I'm only adding the word try in because many of us are in tough situations where we've been left alone. So I'm saying if you're alone, don't fade away. I'm just trying to have mercy on some of us, but really it's not proper to move without at least 5 other people. But extending that principle, why would you get up in front of a crowd of people without at least 5 other people to aid your speech? Why are there not people with your notes? Why are there not people to hold your body up? Then, on top of that, when he's standing in front of the crowd, why is he standing? He's standing still. He might be motioning up here, but the lower body is faded. That's not healthy for our category of life. You see, even me. I move. I'm perfecting my movements. And I want to also note, that man is much older than me. Why has he not perfected his technique? Anyway, the older you are, the higher the standard is for your behavior. Anyway, I mean, there's nuances to that, but I hope you all know what I mean. You have more time to correct your behavior, so we should target you more. Anyway, that's a complicated point, but I hope you know what I mean. Just said another way, young people should not be, let me say it like this, a young criminal should still be captured. That's the best way to say what I want to say. At the same time, look at his boss. All right. Been firing off the shorts here. So, anyway, he exhibits unhealthy speaking technique when speaking in front of crowds. I think I made my point there. Then, in those interviews, he's always sitting. And again, I will note he's by himself. Those interviews may or may not be high-pressure situations. It depends on the situation around it. If it's a high-pressure situation, he should be speaking with other people, and those people should be visible to the audience. If not, it can be okay to appear by yourself on camera, right? Ekwensu is not Ihenjo. The number 1 is not something that should not exist, even though it's very ugly. But, again, he's usually seated, and he's either still, or one thing I've noticed is sometimes he seems very uncomfortable shifting in the chair. That's not a good thing to model, right? And then, when he's speaking in those interviews, mind you, on very high stakes topics, he speaks without speaking aids. What does this mean? It means that energetically he's drawing all of his knowledge and inspiration from within his body. So he's stressing his body, okay? I know that point might seem complicated, but think about it for a second. I hope you know what I mean, okay? This is the first time I'm debuting this point publicly, so forgive me for not having all my graphics and things together. Because of that, I don't want to go too deep into the metaphysics, but I just want to put it out there so the idea resonates. You understand what I'm saying? But let me try and put it out in another simple way. If you're debuting a very complicated point about a complicated issue, such as, say, the issue of so called interracial relationships, why do you not have some graphics to help you remember things? Why is everything coming from you heaving when you're sitting in that seat? Your brain isn't even functioning at its highest capacity. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. And then, of course, sitting down and not moving is not healthy. And when you're sitting and constantly talking, that's a lot of strain on the body, okay? And I'll leave it at that. So those are my two examples. But why am I saying this? I think we need to revolutionize, one, how we criticize people, because it's valid to criticize people not just on what they say, but their technique, right? Because those two things go together. It is highly unlikely that someone with bad technique has reached the final form in terms of the metaphysical knowledge they've given out. At the same time, people's technique spreads. So if you're spreading bad technique, that's unhealthy for the world. Anyway, I think I'll leave it at that. Thank you very much. I just put up a mercy when I was testing earlier. This is the first time I recorded with this exact angle. I'll just say here, this is a bonus piece of information for higher development. Eat barley and barley products. Eat barley and barley products. Two examples of this would be barley tea and barley bread. Barley tea and barley bread. You can look up the health effects of barley. It's good for overall health. Anyway, that's just something for you. I don't want to go on too long, but thank you very much. I hope this has been good food for thought. Please share this and patronize my business. You can buy my art. You can buy my merchandise. The links to those in the About section. You can also subscribe on Patreon, and then you can donate. You can donate on PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo. PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App. Thank you very much. Shimoge here. See you next time. Let's put up one more short.